So it depends on your laptop, right? If your laptop is 32 bytes, so you're going to choose the first one. But if it is 64 bytes, you're going to choose the second one. And the rule of thumb is if you don't know what
Okay.
byte your laptop is, just download. If you download the first, most laptops these days will be 64 bytes. Actually, most Windows. So once you download it, you install it just like you install a normal software.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So that's it. So now let's get started. I'm sure that the rest of us we have Power BI on our laptop, right? Okay, it is Power BI Mac. So Baba Wale, if you want to use Power BI on Mac, you can install a virtual machine on your Mac so that it allows you to use Power BI. So I think that's the only way I know that you can use Power BI on a Mac laptop. Does that make sense? Yeah, you're welcome. Now let's get started. So what do we use Power BI for? I'm sure that you guys must have had a class and you guys have had a class, not like must have, and you basically okay, the next way I'm going to learn is Power BI. I think it's going to be nice for you to check it out a little bit. What do we use Power BI for? Okay. Yeah, we use it for visualization, but really we don't use Power BI for visualization alone. We can use it for visualization. Basically, Power BI is like Excel. Does that make sense? Power BI is like Excel, but it's just an advanced version of Excel. And the thing about Power BI is the BI stands for. That's why I'm not calling Power BI like it is BI because it stands for Business Intelligence. Power Business Intelligence. It's an intelligence tool that companies normally use, especially to make sense of their data. Like in fact, people I don't know if they still do it these days, but people actually hire people and they call them Power BI engineer. Like basically your job at the company is just going to be to use Power BI, like Power BI engineer. That's what they call them. I've not seen the job recently. Just like the same way we have database engineer for SQL, we have Power BI engineer for Power BI too. The only one we can't specifically get a job with that there's no specific role for it is Excel because we have Python engineer too. So does that make sense? Now this is Power BI. So let me close the place so that we can open it together again. Don't save. Okay. What is it called here? And search for parts. Now come to your search for Power BI. Then click on it. So that's how you launch your Power BI. It's load. Can you see my screen now? Can anyone see my screen?
I can see your screen, sir.
That means it's okay. Good. Now, like once you click on your Power BI, this is what it's going to tell you. This is what it's going to open to you. This is more like the interface of Power BI. Now, it's going to tell you like to select a data source or start with a blank report, meaning that So for instance now, your data is from one lake data hub, or you want to get your data from an Excel, or you want to get it from a SQL server, meaning that you want to connect your database to Power BI to get your data, you can do it, or learn with a sample data. Like if you want to learn with a sample data, or there are other data sources that you can bring in. So if you want to bring in other data sources, see all of them. You can bring a PDF, a text file, XML, JSON, PDF, like you can take virtually all kind of data that you can think of. See, it's really, really plenty, right? But most cases, it depends on where you work. You really, really might not need to use quite majority of them. So for now, we'll just be focusing on you bringing your data in through. Sorry. You see, if you want to bring it through MySQL database that we did, you can just bring it through here. Then you are going to connect your database to it. But because this is not my laptop and I'm just borrowing it, I don't want to connect so much to it. So I'm just going to use Excel. Now this is a blank, sorry. This is what like a blank Power BI page looks like, just like the same way we have a blank Excel page. Does that make sense? On top of this, we have tabs, and what is here? Here we have ribbons, right? This is menu tab. This is ribbon. So what you're going to get here depends on the what on the tab you are on. If I get come to insert, can you see it changes? Modeling, it changes. View, it's going to change. Optimize, help, it's going to change. So what you're going to get here, it's quite dependent on which tab you are on. And in most cases, you'll be using this tab, this home tab a lot, just like in Excel too. You use more of home tab. Now, look at this part. Can you see this part? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Please let's try to respond quickly. I'm on one screen, so it's not possible for me to see if I'm still online or not. So I'll just try to be checking in, and please don't react because I can't see it. So this part now, like we have, this is what we call the report view. The report view is where you see all your visualization. This is the report view. That's where you see your database, sorry, your dashboard. This is the data table view. This is where you see your data. But because you don't have any data yet, you can't see, you haven't loaded any data yet. This is if you want to model. For instance, now if you want to model relationship between data, for like just like the same way we have it in SQL, that you can have relationship between data. So if you want to model the relationship in Power BI, this is where you come to. And this is what we call DAX. We call this data analysis expression, meaning that you can do basically all calculations with it, all the calculations that we normally do in Excel, and even something beyond. Does that make sense? So this is DAX. Now let's come back to this report and come here. Now this is, you can get data here. It's going to give you all the multiple sources. If you click on more, it's going to just like that. Then this one are just to give you a bit of the popular ones because they also know that some are popular and some are not. Do you understand? Excel is the most popular. Like most people will be bringing in files through Excel. They're followed by one lake hub, then followed by SQL Server, then followed by, if you want, this is for if you want to enter your data yourself. If you want to create a table by typing or pasting in the content. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is data vault. And if you want to use recent sources, for instance, now the recent source I use is this one, data preparation, right? Now, this is for if you want to transform your data. If you have data, you want to transform it. Now, this is for you to insert. For instance, here, if you want to insert a new visual, we get to all different kinds of visuals. If you want to insert a new visual, you just click on this. Can you see? Now you can use any kind of visual that you want. Now, if you want to insert a text box, like for instance, now you want to type something. So this is a text box, but I'll delete it for now. Then this is if you want to add more visuals from your files or from the app source. Also, if you want to do calculation, do you know why this calculation is not showing anything? Yes, there's nothing you want to calculate. Now, let me ask you this question. What's the difference between measure, calculated measures and calculated column? I've heard of measures before.
Yes, sir, like measures of dispersion.
Okay, yes. Now, when we say column, when we say calculated column, it is when you make your Don't worry, I'll just use an example to explain, right? Then decide all the kind of visuals like charts, like you can see, you can get more visuals, but these are the basic ones that Power BI provides, but you can get more. And this is for filter. Say, for instance, now you want to filter your data. Then, if you have any data, right? If you have any data, it's going to go here. It's going to come here. It's going to show you here. Now, let's load our data. Come to get data. We want to load an Excel file. So it's going to take you, so we can load any of the data that we have. Click on it, then click on open. So it's trying to establish a connection right now. Now, because in the data set, in the Excel worksheet, we have two, because in the worksheet, we have what's it called? We have two sheets. So in the workbook, we have two sheets. So we have the data bell aggregate and the data bell customers. I'm sure this table should be familiar. That's why I want to use it. So the one you want to bring, if you just need one, you check one. Then if you need it to, check both boxes. But because I need it to, so I'm going to check both boxes. Now, if you want to transform your data, maybe you want to do some analysis on it, like some transformation on it before you go, you can click on transform data. So it's going to take you to the Power Query editor. We did Power Query in Excel. So it's going to tell you all the like you can do go ahead and use all your Power Query skills. Does that make sense? Please, if you need to go back to Power Query to if you need to go back to Power Query to revise, please do go back. If this is to transform, this is if you want to add a new column here, but I'm not going to do that. Please go ahead. Oh, thank you. Let me plug it. Sorry, let me plug it. Yes, thank you. I'm charging already. Now let's continue. So I'm going to just come back here. Yes, discard. So now let me load data normal. Like I just want to bring in data. I'm not going to do this. Then click on load. So it's going to load your data and bring it into your Power BI for you. So can you see now? Like this is loading the data. Like now we've loaded the data in our what's it called in our database. Like in our Excel. What's that saying? No, this is not where I want. This is this is Power Query. Let me close the Power Query, please. Yes, now we've successfully loaded our data into our worksheet. Can you see? Now, if I come to the table view, if I come to the table view, I can easily see it. Now, if you look at, can you see the table now? Hello.
Hello, sir.
So can you see the table now? Can you see the way we loaded in the table?
Yes, sir.
So that means all of us we can load the data into our table now. Now we can come to this report view. We can come back to this report view and now start playing with some of the visualization now. If I want to use maybe any of these bar charts, I want to use normal bar chart. So, okay, so if I want to use this now, I just need to drag, like I'll click on it, then I just need to drag field to populate it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll come to this aggregate, right? I can drag this gender and put it here. So it requires me to fill in two things, right? The gender, then we put. Sorry, I can't remember the contents of this table that much. Okay. What's the content of this gender?
So I think you should first click on the type of visual you want to use, then tick the aggregates that you need.
Okay. Sorry, a moment. It's still not showing. It's not showing. I think it's a thing with gender because gender is a categorical column. So it's not like it's there's supposed to be a way to we have the gender count. Yep. I think this is it. Like I did age, but I don't want to do some of age. That's the problem. Sorry, give me a moment. Let's use another type of chart. Let's use pie chart. Why is this gender not showing? Is to go to the customer. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing. It's supposed to show. Sorry, give me a moment. Let me try to figure it out. I rarely use Power BI. So give me a moment.
Can you see my screen? So I don't know. I'll be continuing from where I stopped last week. So do we all have the data I sent to the classroom? Have you all downloaded it? Is anybody with me?
Yes, we have it.
Okay, so if I believe all of us should have downloaded the Power BI by now so that we can work together. So we're using this HPI admins. So please try to load your data. Can anybody remind me how to do that? Hello. Please, if you know how to do it, let me know. Please raise your hand if you know how to do it. Okay, so Zainab, thank you. How do I load my data?
Okay, click on get data,
Okay,
then select the type of data you want to. We are
okay,
working with Excel workbook, so
yes.
click on connect, then select the file in your.
File manager, yes.
Yes sir, yes ma.
Okay, so from here,
Then tick the box for HPI
okay,
admin.
which is this one, right?
Yes ma.
Then I load my data.
Yes ma.
So are we on the same page now? Has everybody done that? I've loaded mine, so I'm not trying to load it again. So let me just rush through what I explained last week, especially for those that were not able to download their Power BI. So I talked about we have report view, we have table view, we have model view. So for the report view, this is where you do all your visualizations, like all your charts. This is where you do them. Then for your table view, this is where it shows you all the columns and rows that you have in your data. So you're able to see just like how you see it in your Excel spreadsheets. And I mentioned something that you cannot edit from here. Unlike Excel, you can just click into any cell and just type anything. But for your Power BI, you can't do that. The only thing that you can do is you can do all those things that you can also do on Excel, like your sort and filter. You can decide to sort. You can decide to select some part of the rows that you want to see. So you can decide to also change your data type here. This is a date type. Imagine you have this column as maybe number here. Once you click on any column, you're going to see the data type here. So if your data type is not correct, you can always navigate here and change it to whatever data type that suits your column. Do you understand? So also, I said you can sort, and you can also sort by column. Here you can decide that this is what you want to see first, your 12 month percent change. The column is here. You can also add new column. If you want to add new column, maybe you want to add a calculated column or a measure. We have there are two different types of new column that you can add in your Power BI. A calculated column, that one is for a calculated column is going to add to your model itself. Anytime you load your data, you're always going to see that column. But for a measure, it's only going to, like, it's just going to help you visualize something right now. Like, it's not something that is going to add to your model. I don't know if anybody is with me.
I'm with you ma.
Okay. Is that somebody raising their hands? Okay. So let me go back to my report, my report view. So now I want to create a simple visualization with my data. So now I want to create, I want to know the total sales volume for each region. So I click on the region name and also the sales volume. So last week I mentioned something that if you have, there are different types of visualization here. We have bar charts, column charts, line charts, area charts, thumbnail charts, scatter plots, a lot of other visualizations like that. But this one is our table. This table is very similar to pivot table on Excel. So it's just basically going to be showing you summary of your data. In the nutshell, we know that okay, the sum of our sales volume for Greater Manchester is um 932,000, blah blah blah. Do you understand? So this one shows figures basically, but other charts they are going to show you in bars or maybe lines, or do you understand? If you change this one to a column chart, for example, you're going to see it differently. You can still see the numbers if you over the chart like this. Just move your cursor. You're going to see the numbers, but then you are going to majorly see it as a visual rather than a number. But for your table, you're going to see just like a private table. It's going to give you summary of what you need. So sometimes you might need it if what you really need is the figure. Do you understand? So I mentioned something like focus mode last week. If you want to just like you just want to show a particular visualization, maybe you are trying to explain at your interview or maybe at your meeting, you can just click on focus mode. It's going to show you, like it's going to expand it to the entire page. It's not going to affect any other visualization you have on your page, but it's just going to highlight the visual itself. Then if you want to go back, just click on back to report. Please, if I'm too fast, let me know. Are you with
Sorry,
me?
please. Sorry, please. What did you click to go to focus mode?
This icon right here.
Okay.
Once you click on it, it's going to expand it. Then back to report. So if you generally like, if you really want to change the size of your visual, just click outside at the edge here, then right click, then move. Did you see that? So that's going to change the size of your visual. If you only want to go vertical, just click to the middle like this, then do the same thing, right click. Do you see that? So now I want to go to formatting of your visual. So here we have the type of visuals that we have all around here. Then the next icon is for you to format your visual. So you click on that while still clicking on your data on your chart. If you click outside your chart, you're not going to be able to format. So you have to click inside your chart before you can format. Are you with me? So now, yes, thank you. So now we have visual, we have general. For the general, you're going to see just the general properties like the title, the effects. Let's start with this, the properties. So the property is just telling you the size of this chart itself, like this area. So you can decide to use your cursor to change the size by yourself. If you notice that the height and width has changed, or you can fix it by clicking on it and writing whatever number you want. Do you understand? If you let's say I wrote let's say I'm writing 120 by 120. Do you see my chart changing? So if you have a specific number that you want to use, maybe after calculating everything on your page, you just feel like, okay, this number is better. Do you understand? You can use a number, but I prefer fixing it by myself by dragging the chart. Do you understand? Then we have title. So the title is what we have here. Automatically, when you create your chart, Power BI is going to just write something for you as the title. But if you don't like the title, especially the fact that as you add more columns, it's going to be very long. If you had another column, let's take for example, you're adding flat price, for example. Anything you're adding, just click on it. If you're adding flat price, for example, you'd notice that it's going to say sum of sales volume and sum of flat price by region. Like it's just going to continue making it very long. So I'm going to click out. Then so you can always change your title name here. So let's say you just want to have sum of sales volume. You just want to have sum of sales volume, but then you want to have it as an abbreviation, sum of sales volume by region. So as you're changing it, you see automatically it has changed here. You can also decide that you want to, sorry for clicking out. So you can also decide that you want to centralize it instead of having it by the side. Just move down. You're going to see the alignment. So you can always click on the central alignment. You can change the text color if you want. This is black. You can change it to whatever you want here. You see a wide range of color. And also, you can change the font. Let's assume you don't want this particular font. You can also make it bold. You can increase the font size. All these things, you just have to play around with it. You don't have to, like, it's not something you have to cram. Just once you're able to navigate to this area, you're able to understand what each icon means. So there is also subtitle, but we don't need that since we already have a nice title. Then also, so now if you want to change the colors of your bars also, you can just go to visuals. When you go to the visuals, you're going to see columns. So when you click on your column, you're going to be able to see the color. So you can always change your color to whatever you want. So if you want colors from here, you're going to see that change. And also you can decide to go for more colors. I think I mentioned this last week. So for more colors, you can have different shades of a particular color that you have. So once you are, as you move, you just right click and move around. You see the color changing. Do you see that? So this one has a wide range of color spectrum. So that's that for the color. Also, we have border. So border is basically, we have inner border and we have outer border. So for this border, there are different types of border here. Sorry, you can always collapse all your categories so that you can see everything that you need here. So I'm going back to borders. Yeah, so if you want to see your border, just click on this toggle to put it on. Then for the transparency, as you're increasing it, you're going to see the difference. Let me click out of the box. And you can also increase the width of your border as well. So can you see that here? These are the borders that I created. If you want borders, is anybody with me? No. Okay, also for your grid lines. Is somebody raising their hand? Okay, thank you. So also for the grid lines, these are the grid lines, these dotted lines. So if you want, you can always change your dotted lines to something else here by going to line style. So you can have a solid line. If you want a solid line, you see that it has changed. Let me put it on focus mode. Can you see that there's a difference? If you change it to dashed, you have dashed line. Then you can, sorry, yeah, as I was saying, then you can change it to dotted line that was there before. Also, you can decide to change the color of the lines. These colors are gray. If you change it to something else, you're going to see the difference. I change it to red. There's not a difference, but then I'll rather use the normal color. So we also have, let me collapse this so that I'll be able to see what I've not mentioned. We also have, so for the x-axis, now you can change this is your x-axis. So for the x-axis, you can change the values. I mean, this Greater Manchester, West Midland, you can change their fonts and also the size. So let's say you want to increase the font size. Do you see a difference? Now it's wider. You can also decide to make it bolder if you want. Then you can also change the color. And for the title, this title, don't mistake it for this title. The title here is under your x-axis, which is this. What is written here? Region name. That's the title written there. So for this region name, you can actually change it if you want. This is auto. Auto is like going to give you the name of the column that you used. You can always change it to whatever you want here. But if you are going with it, you can also increase your font size. Can you see a difference? You can decide to make it bolder, and you can also change the color if you want. Same thing for the for the y-axis. You have values. You can change your values. You can change the can increase the font, change the font size, bolding it, and yeah. So here for the units, here it is your, what's it called, your sum of sales volume is represented in millions. If you want to change your display units, you can decide to see it in thousands, for example, because I'm coming. Let me create this table again, but as a table this time. If you want to create a new visual, you have to click out of the former visual you have before you can create a new visual. So I'm trying to create the same visual but as a table. So if you notice, Greater Manchester is around 932,000. So you notice that it was converted to millions before, right? But if you want to see it as thousands, now it's giving us as 1,000K, the cap. But then it's this column is not reaching 1,000K. Is anybody with me? Let me go back to my y-axis. Let me take it back to millions so you can understand what I'm saying. 932,000 is almost a million, and that is where, and that's what we have here. Do you understand? So this the range here is in millions, from 0 million to 0.5 million. That is 500,000, right? To 1 million. Do you understand? So if you want to change the display units, you can decide to change it to thousands, for example. Do you understand? We have 5,000, and we have 0,000, then 500,000, then 1,000K. Is anybody with me? Okay. So that's that about the units. Also for the title, same thing. You can always change what you have here, sum of sales volume. You can decide that okay, you only want to see sales volume. Let's say sales volume. So it's going to change that to sales volume, and you can always increase your font size as well. You can make it bold, whatever you want. So sorry, let me collapse this once more. So we have data labels as well. This is off. But if you want your data label on, it's going to show you the numbers. You know, normally if you just over this visualization, you're going to be seeing your numbers. But then if you want to show it on your visual, all you need to do is just click on the toggle. Now you can see that here. Do you understand? Also, there's something like plot area background. So if you want to add a background to this your plot area, you can always browse on the internet. But then you can browse from your pictures and from also from your internet. But then we're not going to be doing that right now. We have a lot of other things to cover. I think I've mentioned there's also yeah, there's also zoom slider. So this is your zoom slider is it just keeps like changing. How do I explain? It allows you to see more or see less. Did you see that? It does not have so much. So as for these visualizations, most of them are like similar. When you want to format them, most of them are similar because like all you need to just understand is how to navigate your way back to your format. But once you get to your format visual, you can always change your values, column headers, like all this is your column, right? Just if you want to increase the what's it called? You want to increase your font size. Take for example, just come back to your values here and increase your size and your. Did you see that? So it just increases the columns, the value size for you. Then also you can change your color, your background color, and also for tables, there's something we call style presets. If you want your table to have alternate colors, that's what we have here as default. You can decide to change it to minimal that has no color. There's also what we call bold headers. Can you see the difference between each and every one of them? Alternating rows. Can you see that? We have contrast, alternating rows. So all these ones are just like the different types of ways that you can visualize your table. We also have flashy rows. Mind you, you can change the colors of these styles. Take for example, let's go to, if I go to values, you see something like change alternate text colors, change alternate background colors. If I don't want blue, take for example, I want to change it to purple. Can you see that? You can see that there's a difference now, right? So all these things are just depending on whatever you want. It's really, really straightforward. There's not so much to explain here, honestly. You also have your total. If you don't want to show your totals, and always put it off. The total that was here before, let me put it on back so that I can see. Do you see that? So we also have cell elements. Here you can decide to change the background color of your region name. It is off, but then putting it on, you can decide to change the colors here. I'm coming. Oh, this one is what's it called? Customization, and we have not gotten there. We're just trying to do the least we can do for now. I'm still going to get there. That one is for later. Also, specific column. That's also for later. Don't worry about that one right now. So for this general, I think we've done something like title before. If you want to put title, there's no title here. If you put title on, you can decide to add a title here. Let's say you want to write the same thing you have here, some of sales volume region. So there's a difference now. Then you can always centralize it here and also maybe make it bolder and bigger. So all these things, Sha, just your own customization. I hope you are following or I'm speaking to myself. Okay, thank you. So I'm coming. not listening. So, are you guys with me? If you are with me, please say I.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
so thank you. I want to give you something to do. So now, can we load a different data? Um, I'm coming. Let's try to load. I'm trying to find. Um, let's try to load our CDS data and create a column chart using the file size and the files. Okay, load your PACDS data. Try to use a column chart to present your file extension and size. Are you with me? File extension and size.
Sorry, ma, did you say CDS data?
PACDS. PACDS data. PA-CDS data.
Okay, ma, please, I'm trying to switch to my laptop. I was using my phone before.
Okay, okay, okay. Does has anybody done it? Has anybody else done it? So now can you tell me what to do? I'm with you, Kafayat.
Yes, ma. Though my network is bad, but if it's going to load, let's see it.
Okay.
Please, ma, the quick question. Last week class, please, did you record it?
Uh, I think I told Baba Wale to record this. I don't know if he did.
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
ma, please.
Okay.
Ma, can you see my
Thank
screen?
you.
No, I can't. Let me stop sharing. Yes, I can see your screen now. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, ma.
You can stop sharing your screen. Let me share my screen. I want Skafaya to put me through and I'm going to do that. So can you see my screen? Kafayat, tell me what to do. Is she there? She left. Okay, so who knows what to do? Who will tell me what to do? How to get it? Abawale, what? How do I load PACDS data on my Power BI desktop? Okay, I'm there. Okay, I've done that. AI data. Okay. So I'm going to what? I'm supposed to load PACDS data. What do I do? Okay. Thank you very much. So that's how I'm going to load my data. So now I want to create a visualization. Let me see who else is on the call. I want to create Mubarak. Are you there? I want to create a column chart that will be showing the file extension and size. How do I do it?
Ma, to be honest, my network is bad and I've not been following, like, even since last week, ma.
Oh, well, you should have mentioned. What
I just
about
joined the class. I just joined the class
Elias?
like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, Baba Wale. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So it's going to put me through now how to create the visualization. Elias, are you there? Okay, Zainab, can you put us through?
Yes, ma, I can.
Uh,
Okay, to load the data, you click on Get Data.
No, we've loaded our
then
data. We want to
expect.
create our visual.
Okay, you've loaded it. Okay, click on the second type of chart. That's the column chart. That second one, first line.
Okay.
So you check this list of aggregates. You can click on the file extension and the size.
Okay. File
The box
extension
beside them.
and size. Thank you very much. So it's as simple
Yes.
as that. Okay, Mubarak, did you hear that? Do you understand? Column charts, table. Now explain this small one here. I think I mentioned it last week. The card. Card shows just a, a like an aggregate of a number. Let's say you just want to find. I'm going back to my HPR admin. You just want to know the, let's say, the average prices of houses. Take for example, this is just going to give you a total figure. Does anybody understand my point? Sometimes you need them in your dashboard because maybe it's just a very significant number that you need for your analysis. Do you understand? They usually take in numbers most times. Do you understand? But sometimes you can use. I'll tell you the different types later. But then they usually show you the most significant value that you need. So for this card, all you need to you can always change do your what's it called, your formatting as well for this card. Just click on the card and navigate to your format visual. So here you only have call out value, which is this. So you can decide how you want to see it. If it's in millions, thousands, take for example, let me change it to thousands. So this is going to give me the exact value in thousands. Do you get my point? If you want to see it in millions, I mean billions, so we have 0.15 billion. Do you understand? You can always change the font as well, and you can always increase the font size. And for the category label, which is this sum of average price, you can also increase the font as well. And if you don't want to see it, you can always turn off the toggle. But then you will not be able to tell exactly what the number is for. Do you understand? I would not advise you to turn off the toggle for the category label. So also for the general thing, you can also change the size. There's no title for this one because since you already have the category label here, I don't think you need a title. Also for the background color, this is white. You can always change it to any color you want. Let's say purple. So, so there's something we call visual border. For this visual border, let's turn it on first. That is when you click outside, is the border that you see. Outside, when you click outside the box, it's the border that you see. So when you click back inside, let me go back to the visual border. Under effects, so if you want rounded corners, take for example, you increase this. I'm going to increase mine to 9, and I'm going to click out so you can see what I'm saying. Did you see these corners? The difference between one, yes. So that is the visual border. It's different from the border inside. Let me go back to this particular visualization and show you where you can find that border. It's always under general. Go to effects. If your visual border is on, let me increase my rounded corners to 9 like I did the other time and click out. Did you see that? Now you have this round beautiful corner, like especially where you want to create your dashboard, you really need borders. Normally you need borders so that you'll be able to position your visualizations in like in such a way that it's going to be very beautiful and appealing. So rounded corners makes it more beautiful than just like straight edges. Do you understand? So as for this card, so I want to explain something that we call format painter. It's just in Excel. I'm sure you must have heard it before. Let's assume I'm creating another card, but this time around, I just want to see the what's it called? The other time I was trying to look for the sum of average price. This time around, let's say I just want to find the sum of flat price, for example. But then I want it to look exactly like this one. So all the formatting that I did here, I want to change the background to purple, the rounded corners, increase the font size. Do you understand all the things I did here? All you need to do is click back on the visualization you had before, this one, and come here, your home tab, format painter ribbon. Just click on it. Once you click on it, you see a brush. Did you see that? My cursor is going to change to a brush, and I'm going to click on my visualization. Did you see that? Like magic. The exact formatting that I did on my first visualization is going to effect on my second visualization. Now we have rounded corners, we have increased font, we have purple background. Does anybody understand what I just did?
Please come back again.
I should come back again. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have this new card that I want to find the flat price sum of flat price. For example, this is the total sum of flat price that we have. So what I want to do is that I want to format my card to look like this one exactly. I want to increase the font size um for my category label. I want to change the background to purple. I want to change the what's it called? I want it to border look that has rounded corner. If you click out of it, does not have any border, does not have anything, no formatting at all, and just looks like a number on a plain sheet. Do you understand? So what I want to do now is that I want to do everything I did here on this visualization. So all I need to do is click on the former visualization I have before, then go to my home tab. You see something like format painter, this ribbon, you click on it. Once you click on the ribbon, when you carry your cursor away, you see that it changes your cursor to something like a paintbrush, like this. Just over to your new visualization and just click on it. Just a click. You don't need to right click, just click on your touchpad. That's all. And you have everything that you've done here exactly replicated here. It's not going to change your number. Oh. It's not going to change the number you have here. It's just the formatting, the settings, all the things you've done here is going to be replicated here. Do you understand now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody have any other question regarding that? Did somebody raise their hand? Okay, okay. Yes, I can hear you. This this one, this is it. The one that has one, two, three. You're welcome. So we've we've done this bar chart and this column chart. They are basically the same thing that one goes vertical and one goes horizontal. Do you understand? I want to start talking about each visualization one by one. So let me shift this a bit. I want to reduce the size of this one. You can also do that for the size of your card. Take for example, I've already sized this one to the perfect size that I want, right? And I also want this to be the same size. All I need to do is just click on this format painter and click on this. So here, I want to create another visualization. And there is this line, if you notice, there is this line that keeps appearing anytime I'm trying to size my visualization. It's to help you align with the former visualization you have. So take note so that you don't have your visualization scattered on your dashboard. So now I want to create this same visualization